So plenty of action still to come here at CKC, JKC round 3. Here's the Pro Kart lineup for Heat 3. Reese Knight and Owen Roberts on the front row. Sophie Pawsey and Harry Brown, row 2. Maximus Shields and Conor McCarthy, row number 3. Sebastian Pereira and Finn Collister, row 4. Harry Roddis and Amy Frame round out the top 10, with Christian Oblag and Thomas Wilkins on row 6. Leon Wilson brings up the rear of the field in 13th position as they unleash them down the entry ramp. Oh, that's a nice BMW motorcycle there. Is that Mr. Simpson on camera duty again? Ah, nice shot there, sir. Well done. Well, you've got to have an appreciation for 2 and 4 wheels as well, considering we do also. Hey, don't start twisting my words. Considering the fact that we do have motocross coverage as well on Alpha Live, don't we? You see? You see, I do pick up on what upcoming live streams there are. I know there are quite a few. I know, you're not, I know I'm not watching that one. I'm watching this one because I'm commentating on this one. Don't start. He does this every time, does James Fitzhugh. Ka-ching. Sorry. So we will have 6 more races after this one. We'll have the Honda B final, where out of the 39 strong cadets that joined us here at Rowrah for this weekend, the top 10 from that will then go into the A final, where there will be silverware up for grabs. We will also give top novice awards away for the top performing novice in the final of each particular race. So the Pro Karts lining up. We're just waiting for the number 68 of Leon Wilson to make his way round, join the back end of the grid, which he's doing as we speak. So it's been 2 for 2 so far. Sebastian Pereira in Heat 1, Maximus Shields in Heat 2. Can it be 3 different winners from 3? We've had 4 from 4 for Honda cadets, and we've had 3 from 3 from Minimax, and also from Micromax as well. Okay, revs rise, red lights go out. We are off and racing. Sophie Pawsey's going to get the run into turn 1 first, ahead of the number 54. Oh, it's getting a bit close for comfort. Maximus Shields makes it through as Amy Frame round the outside of Conor McCarthy. There's Christian Oblag in the 76 rounding out the bottom end of the field, as it's all about traction coming through. Sophie Pawsey lights up the rear tyres and manages to thread the eye of the needle, going around the outside of everybody through into McRae's. As up the inside of Maximus Shields goes Sebastian Pereira. There's Conor McCarthy. As all Amy Frame has a 180 spin going through into Iredales. And now again, Pereira on Shields. And not just Shields, it was also the number 54 as well. So they've managed to get through nice and cleanly on the first lap. Bit close there on the outside of St John's for Harry Brown in the 47, as Maximus Shields looks up the inside of Sebastian Pereira. Amy Frame is now in the frame. Amy Frame is a little bit further back, but Sophie Pawsey manages to thread the eye of the needle. Did she stay ahead? She did indeed. Sebastian Pereira, fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 7.116, as now they fan out for what is the back end of the top 6, as Shields up the inside of Pawsey to get the lead through McRae's. And we've got Oblag, McCarthy, amongst others. Oh, someone did have a little bit of a moment coming through McRae's, I see. There was a spinner at the back. Pawsey at the outside. Maximus Shields goes tight on the apex through the stewardesses. The number 77 might have a bit of a run coming down the hill, but keep your eyes on Sebastian Pereira in the number 21. Down through the right-hander at St John's. Now into the left at Sunny Bend. Shields has got the lead. Pawsey defends. Pereira to the inside, going into paddock. He's going to get the run through. But can Pawsey light up the rear tyres and get some traction coming out of the final corner? She does. And now pulls to the inside of Pereira. Can't get through on the chicane. But Shields, 1 minute 3.777. Fastest lap of the race for the 181. Very much a when I've spoken to Maximus on several occasions over the first couple of rounds, he said, yeah, it's a bit of a different driving style going from Rotax to Pro Kart. So he's a brave individual doing what Sandro Ballesteros did last season. There is Christian Oblag against Sophie Pawsey. Pawsey manages to get the traction out of Iredales and down the back straightaway. There's the top two. Oblag up the inside of Pawsey through into the stewardesses. Now Pawsey could get a good run down the hill. Looks to the outside, trying to get past Oblag. Oblag shuts the door. Through down into St John's and Sunny Bend. They go once again. Nip and tuck between first and second. The gap was nearly 6/10, but Pereira was looking up the inside of Shields through paddock. A bit further back, we've got the number 54 there. As they make their way once again through into McRae's, the 54. Must have been a last-minute entry. So Maximus Shields continues to lead ahead of Sebastian Pereira. Through into Iredales once again. Down the back straightaway. Pereira in the wheel tracks of Shields. And all the drivers still running at the minute. Sebastian Pereira has got the fastest lap in the books. 1 minute 2.269. So it looks like the track is evolving. The wind is still very much prevalent here at Rowrah, but with regards to the rainfall, I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't look like there's any rain hitting the circuit. As again going through into Paddock Bend. Oh, Pereira with a tighter line on Shields, but Shields keeps it pinned. Up the chicane they go. So it's Shields from Pereira by just 1/10 of a second. Christian Oblag in third. Sophie Pawsey rounds out the top four. Conor McCarthy, round 2 winner at Wilton Mill 4 weeks ago. He rounds out the top 5. Expect Conor McCarthy to bring the fireworks in the final later on. Thomas Wilkins has gotten past the number 4 of Reese Knight for 6th position in the meantime. We've got 3 1/4 minutes still to go. Drivers making their way through into the stewardesses. There's Thomas Wilkins going through. Three and a half minutes to go. Oh, sideways and then some for Harry Brown. Clean up on aisle 3, please. Oh, my goodness. That was completely lit up the throttle. The back tyres just went spinning like a good one. And then I don't know how Harry Brown caught that, but my goodness, I think the heart was more than over 200 beats a minute in that particular driver's chest. As we head into the last 2.5 minutes of the heat action, as there's Leon Wilson getting out of the way of the battling duo. That is Sophie Pawsey versus Conor McCarthy. McCarthy up the inside. Let's have a look at that side. You know what? This is going to be quite appropriate. Code Brown for Harry Brown right now. Look, sideways completely out to the stewardesses, bumps over the curb, and he still keeps the throttle pinned. Well held, Mr. Brown. I think that would give anyone in their right mind a fright. But Sophie Pawsey still keeping Conor McCarthy at bay for 4th position as we head into the last 2 minutes and 20 on the clock, plus an additional lap of the official heats action for round 3 of the championship for 2022. Front end of the field. Oh, Pawsey runs a little bit wide coming out of Sunny Bend. McCarthy looked for the move, could not get it done. Now through into paddock. Pawsey runs wide, McCarthy up the inside, and the 74 is through for 4th across the line and into the chicane. McCarthy was just waiting, biding time, and looking for that opportune moment, and there it presented itself. Like 2 big barn doors on a farmhouse opening. A little bit further, right, we're still concentrating on this battle between Conor McCarthy. There's Harry Brown. I think Finn Collister is a little bit further back. Amy Frame is also not too far behind Finn Collister. That's the battle for what is going to be 9th position on the road. Leon Wilson, our only novice, as, oh, it's side by side, Collister and Frame. Frame gets through. That's for the run down from Iredales through into the stewardesses. There's Harry Brown coming through shot ahead of Reese Knight. Maximus Shields on lap number 7 with 30 seconds on the clock remaining puts in the fastest one of all in this race. 1 minute 1.759 from the 181. The defending Junior Pro Kart champion from last season looking to solidify a good amount of points going into the final into Iredales. So Shields making his way through the stewardesses. It's going to be close. Well, the time has hit 0 now, so it is going to be final lap after this one. Lap 8 out of 9 completed. And Maximus Shields will have a look up above on the digi flag and see last lap. It's exactly the sign that he needed, because it's going to be 2 for 2 for him. Sebastian Pereira falling a little bit behind, 2.5 seconds adrift. Christian Oblag in 3rd place. Nearly 5 seconds off of Maximus Shields, who leads them through onto McRae's for the final time in this race. Conor McCarthy and Sophie Pawsey round out the top 5. As Thomas Wilkins not too far adrift of them now, closed in to Sophie Pawsey, but by only just over a 10th. As you can see the amount of understeer on the karts as Maximus Shields just tries to commit to the corner and says thank you very much to Leon Wilson. Nice gesture there of sportsmanship from Maximus Shields as now Sebastian Pereira goes through. But the checkered flag will wave on the conclusion of the heat stages here at round 3 of the CKC and JKC season here at Rowrah, and it is Maximus Shields who wins Junior Pro Kart heat number 3 by nearly 2.2 seconds ahead of Sebastian Pereira. Christian Oblag rounds out the top 3. Oh, shame. A shame for Sophie Pawsey. Loses out 5th place to Thomas Wilkins, and she finishes 6th behind Conor McCarthy, who rounds out the top 4. The 15-year-old from Bridgend in South Wales. Then Amy Frame in 7th, ahead of Reese Knight. Finn Collister, Harry Brown and Leon Wilson all made it to the checkered.